Hey everyone. So as we move forward into this new rate environment, with rates going up over the last several months, an old program called the 2-1 buy down, which has been around for years actually, has kind of made its way back to the forefront, and we're seeing it a lot more. So I wanted to share with you ins and outs of it, why it's important, and how you can actually get business if you're a realtor, how you can share this with your clients, your prospects, to get more clients to the closing table by providing them the proper information. If you are a potential buyer and you are thinking, gosh, rates are crazy right now, what are the other options? Also listen here, because I think this will be very valuable for you as we explain here how it works. In the link below, in my bio, you're going to see this hyperlink for the 2-1 buy down. Now, it's actually going to say 3-2-1 buy down. 3-2-1, we're not going to go into today. It's not as common. It's much more expensive. And the 2-1 buy down is much more it's much more common. So we're going to use $400,000 as a loan amount. We're going to say 30 years, and we're going to say the average rate around today is around 7%. Say property taxes around 2,700, homeowners insurance 600, and so we're going to hit calculate. Now, when we calculate, it's going to set. Now the 2.5% is meant to cover the concession. So that's a seller concession meant to cover the buy down fees. So the buy down cost would be around $9,300. And what the buy down means is you're buying the rate down from a 7% to a 5% from on year one. So in year one, the payment, when it should be $29.36 for principal and interest, in year one, it's going to be discounted all the way down to $24.22. So $29.36 and $24.22 is a difference of $514. So year one, $514 over 12 months, that's over $6,000 is going to be actually put aside in an escrow account. And that money is used to subsidize the payment for the buyer. Now, year two, the rate will cycle up to 6% for another full 12 months, in which the payment goes to $26.73. So it goes up about $250. That money, that $250 roughly times 12, is set aside in an escrow account to use up for the payment. Year three, the payment is going to go to its full amount that it's going to go to for the remainder of the loan, which is $29.36. Again, this does not include the tax insurance. I'm just going off the base payment because everyone's taxes and insurance are going to be different. So this is an easy way as you can show clients to this calculator and show them what a payment could be for the first year and the second year, to see if this makes a difference for them. Because sometimes, clients are in a position where they want a payment to be a certain amount or less. We're not in the business of qualifying people on a regular basis for the absolute maximum they can qualify for, unless there's some extenuating circumstances. Maybe there's a spouse that's not on the loan, but we have income for them. So that's a compensating factor, is what we call that. If there is a situation to where you, your client, or you yourself are wanting a payment that's lower, what we're seeing now is sellers are more approachable and more agreeable to seller concessions. So meaning giving concessions on behalf of the buyer to pay their closing costs. So rather than using closing cost concession to pay just other costs, what we're saying here is what might be the best utilization of a seller concession would be a buy down. So if you can get 2.5% closing costs, say a conventional loan, FHA, whatever, then that's going to more than cover the amount. And then the buyer can use the other 677 for some other ancillary closing costs. So I hope this helps. I think that you need to consider if a buy down is right for you or your client. And also, I want to make sure that when you're writing it into the contract, because you need to write this concession into the contract, if you're a realtor, into the offer. And what you're going to want to do is put 2/1. The reason why you don't want to do 2-1, it really needs to be uniform. And what we're seeing is that in the MLS, their input a number of different ways. And so there's no uniformity. And so then when someone goes to do a search, whether it's another agent or a buyer prospect, they're not getting all of the search into the queue. So they're leaving some out because it's being written different ways. So I think what's best is to do 2/1. That's a normal way, the traditional way it's written, rather than a 2-1. We don't want to be thinking, it's coming up a search for February 1st, right? You want it to be the buy down. So if you do a Google search, you'll see that it's normally 2/1. Not trying to belabor a point, but that is helpful to know just to have more success. So I hope this is helpful for you guys as we navigate through these waters. We're going to get through this. This is just part of it. I'm happy to talk with you guys. If you need help understanding more about what's going on in the 2-1 buy down, my contact information is below and you can book a chat, and I'll talk to you soon.